Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking all about my postpartum journey, which was so hard. Like, honestly, I was so prepared for my labor, and I had a beautiful birth experience. I will link that video in the description box down below if you haven't seen it. But postpartum, now that is a whole different story. I got this cute mug for my baby shower. It says, "I'm a mom, what's your superpower?" All right, so like I said, if you haven't seen my birth story, I'll link it down below. Definitely go watch that video first and then come back and watch this one, because I'm going to talk to you all about my actual physical journey. So what I did to take care of myself after I gave birth, which I used an array of things to help me heal down there. I did have a second-degree episiotomy, so a lot of stuff going on down there. And then I'm going to tell you about my mental and emotional journey, and then obviously what it was like for me taking care of a newborn and stuff like that. So I'm going to insert a clip of what I looked like right after I gave birth. Like, once they transferred me into the next room, I think this is like the next day, the next morning, I made this video in the hospital. So that'll just help you see like what my stomach looked like then, and then I'll show you a little bit of progression of what it kind of looked like afterwards. Excuse my language, that's a hang up on how sudden I'm feeling. Sorry, I feel no attraction and none of this feeling. 'Cause I've been so long, so long. So this is my body now. This is my stomach 2 months postpartum. So I do still have some darkness, like my normal skin color. You can see that it is a lot darker. It's slowly it was all the way out to here, and it's slowly going away. So I do put bio oil on my stomach still. And my belly button has not gone back in all the way like it was before I got pregnant. I do have an outie belly button, but it was a little bit more, it still is not like how it was before I got pregnant. So pre-baby, I was 128 pounds. And I gave myself 25 to 35 pounds to gain during my pregnancy. And I ended up gaining, I think, right at 35 pounds. I'm pretty sure I was right at 35 pounds more the day that I gave birth. It was like exactly 35 pounds. Since I have given birth, I have lost 25 pounds. So I'm 10 pounds heavier than what I was before I got pregnant. And honestly, I don't want to lose any more weight. I just want to tone my body up. I don't want to be 128 anymore. I'm fine with where I'm at. I just want to, like I said, tone up. Physically, one of the main things that I've noticed besides my stomach is my breasts have definitely changed. I was breastfeeding the first 3 weeks, and then he transitioned into formula. Starting at about 3 weeks, I supplemented with formula because I was just so exhausted and so dehydrated. We actually got COVID while we were in our postpartum period. We were quarantined, and it was just very exhausting. Physically, I felt very ill, and then I was like, I barely have enough fluids to keep myself alive right now. I just don't see how I was gonna produce enough milk to feed him. My boobs, now that my milk has dried up, they feel totally empty. Whenever I squeeze them, it feels like air is in there, like a deflated balloon. It's so weird. Like, it just feels weird. They're not like firm anymore. And I actually read that breastfeeding doesn't cause you to have, I guess, a loss of elasticity in your boobs. It's actually being pregnant that causes you to lose firmness. I don't know why, I didn't read into detail, but that's just one thing I saw online about it. But the most annoying thing about my boobs changing is that my bras are totally, like, every single bra that I own, my boobs pop out of the middle as I'm, like, you know, picking up Carter or cleaning the house. I could be randomly just tying my shoe, just doing everyday life. They don't stay inside the bra. So it's so frustrating. I literally want to cry some days because I'm like, I just want a good bra. But so I'm waiting on like about 4 bras from Target to come in to try out. They're not cute bras, but hopefully they're full coverage and they will keep them inside. That's all that I want. Like, just keep them inside the bra. Those are kind of like the main things as far as like physical appearance goes. I'm just going to talk about real quick what like was going on down there with my stitches and being cut and all of that. So basically, once they were ready to transfer me into the next room, she took me in the bathroom and like cleaned me up, and she showed me how to clean my down there. And this is key. I had a basket in my bathroom with everything I needed like right in front of me, because it takes you 5 hours to go to the bathroom every single time. Initially, you will get these like mesh underwear at the hospital, and they're disposable, so you don't have to, you know, worry about washing them or anything like that. You just throw them away when you take them off. But once I got home from the hospital, I transitioned to Depends. These are just a random brand that I had delivered from Publix. I can't remember the brand, but they're pretty similar to the Always Discreet, I think. But these are a size medium. And basically what you do is you either have your Depends or your mesh underwear, and you have these amazing ice packs. And these are from the hospital. I didn't buy any extra. What I had at the hospital and what I brought home with me from the hospital was enough. The last day I was there, I asked them for some more ice packs, and I had plenty. I didn't have to buy any. These, you just like pop it and shake it, and you put it inside your Depend or your mesh underwear from the hospital, and this helps to cool the burning and like just the irritation down there. To me, honestly, it was very uncomfortable. Trying to sit on this is so uncomfortable because it's just so like, ugh. They also gave me this spray. It is a topical anesthetic spray. It's supposed to help with like burning and cuts and stuff. I sprayed it down there. So after I sprayed it down there, I noticed that it actually burned more when I went to go to the bathroom. Like when I went to pee, after I sprayed this on, it's like it started burning. And I was just like, no, I'm not gonna use this. So I used it a couple times, but honestly, like this made me burn more down there. So I did not use it very much. I do have this healing foam with witch hazel on it, and this I also used a couple times, and like I said with the spray, it did cause me to burn a little bit more than if I just use water. That's just my personal experience. These things I think are supposed to speed up the healing process, but for me, literally all I wanted was cold or hot water down there. And speaking of cold or hot water, this is the Peri bottle that they give you at the hospital, and this is the one that I bought from Target. It is the Freedom Mom Peri bottle. They don't even compare. This I wish I would have had the first day. I ended up not bringing it with me to the hospital just because of I was like rushing bad. But the water pressure that comes out of this Peri bottle is heavenly, okay? And it's just so much more convenient, and it really gets the back area, you know? I'll probably still use this like when my period's on or something, I don't know, but it just feels amazing, no lie. But this one, like I said, is what they give you at the hospital, and you just squirt it down there. So you go to the bathroom, you put they say to use cold water the first couple of times, or like the first day, and then you transition to like warm water. To me, honestly, I use cold water for a couple of days just because it burns so bad. So the cold water to me really helped me go to the bathroom without burning. You can use this while you're going to the bathroom. Like if it hurts really, really bad to pee, go ahead and start spraying down there when you start peeing. And it just, you can't even feel the burning. So I was on the ice packs probably for 1 day after I got back from the hospital, and then I was just like, this is so uncomfortable, I'm not even gonna do this anymore. Also, I did not have the mesh underwear when I got home from the hospital. I used the Depends, and the most comfortable, honestly, the most comfortable thing for me was just wearing the Depends with nothing else inside. So actually I missed something. So once you're in the hospital, you put your ice pack on, and then they give you these ginormous pads. So over the ice pack, you're gonna put a ginormous pad, and then you're going to spray your foam on there, or you're gonna spray your cootie with the spray. So this is what it looks like inside of your mesh underwear or inside your Depend, which is so uncomfortable with this thick thing that you have to sit on. It's not comfortable. This is like the first step pad that I was on, and then eventually I moved to the like overnight maxi pads, and then eventually it was just like discharge, and I moved to these little tiny panty liners, which honestly I didn't bleed that long afterwards. Like I said, at the end it's basically just like discharge. Also, you could, this was in my hospital bag with all the other stuff. They gave me a bed liner, which is actually really handy if you're like OCD like me and just want to be on the safe side. I definitely love these to put on the bed to lay on. Also in the bag that they gave me, this little cup thing, and this is really, really good if you feel like you have to throw up or get sick after you give birth, because you know a lot of stuff be going on in your body. It's really handy to have like on your bedside table to throw up in, which I didn't ever really get nauseous, so thankfully I was good on that. All right, so that is all of the like medical, taking care of your down there area after you have a baby. For me, next, the emotional and mental part of postpartum was the hardest thing ever. I had a little bit of postpartum depression because so I did have a little bit of postpartum depression, and hey boo, what's the matter, baby? Huh? What you doing? So I did have a little bit of postpartum depression. I had crying spells, a lot. I cried a lot. And then just the frustration, which really made me feel guilty, you know, just getting frustrated so easily. Thankfully, I never had any weird thoughts about like harming my baby or anything like that. It was just like just getting overwhelmed and like frustrated when he was crying. But I never, like I said, I never wanted to like hurt him or anything. So I especially had anxiety over his health, making sure he was okay. Like his breathing really freaked me out, even though he was perfectly healthy. It's just like so scary, you know, with SIDS and all. There's like horrifying stories out there about, you know, like SIDS and stuff like that. And so I just had really big anxiety over his breathing. As soon as we got home from the hospital, we left during the day, which I'll put some clips of us like leaving the hospital. So the first day that we brought him home from the hospital, he gagged. Like he didn't do that at all when we were in the hospital, but he literally was like like doing that, and it made me so nervous. I was so scared. I started crying. I was like, why is he doing that? But it's so normal for babies to do that. They have a lot of mucus still inside their throats and stuff, so that's just them like getting it all out. Or maybe he I don't know. It's just normal for babies to do that. But being that, you know, you have a newborn and you just brought them home, it's the scariest thing ever. Like, I literally cried. I was like, no, please don't do that. Newborns are scary, are so scary. And then also his circumcision, I literally cried the whole entire day after he got a circumcision. Like, I felt so bad, but he did so good. And that little ring that he had on his thing didn't come off for like 10 days. And that stressed me out so bad because he would poop and it would get all inside the ring. Like when it started coming off, it was just too much. I was like, no, I can't do this. But eventually, oh, let me go get him. Oh. What's the matter, baby? What's the matter, baby? What's the matter, boo? You want to be on YouTube? You see the camera? Say hi. Eventually, we did get into like a little more of a routine. And I felt a little bit more at ease just in the beginning, trying to breastfeed, you know, adjusting to life as a new parent, waking up, you know, every 2 to 3 hours. But he actually slept when we brought him home from the hospital. He slept for like 4 hours at a time. It wasn't until days later, or like maybe like a week later, is when he really started waking up every 2 hours and just being a handful. But that's normal. Babies are supposed to cry, you know, that's how they communicate. But yeah, postpartum is something that I feel like you can't really prepare for because you don't know how you're gonna feel. You can't control it because your hormones are very imbalanced, and so the chemicals in your brain are literally, you know, causing you to have certain emotions and certain thoughts that are not natural. Really, once I started taking him to the pediatrician is when I felt so much more confident, because his pediatrician is amazing, and she really helped me feel more confident that he was, you know, fine. It's just the worry factor. It gives you so much anxiety about your baby. Hopefully I covered mostly everything. If y'all have any questions, as usual, make sure you ask me about it in the comments. You was a champ. You handled it like a champ. Yeah. Yeah, you was a champ. I love you. I love you. All right, so that concludes today's video. Like I said, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you next week. Your girl is gonna be uploading every Thursday night, so be on the lookout and subscribe. We need to come up with a new outro song for sure. Say bye. Say bye, sleepyhead.